Well, it's after 5:30. Still no word from Servpro. I called them about 1 o'clock after I'd already submitted the request for them to come out online before lunch. So after lunch at 1 o'clock, I called them. They put me through to their answering service for the West Columbus area, and haven't heard back. Anyways, a lot of stuff has been taken out or upstairs or put on top of the layout. Things are a mess. It's going to be a while before I get back to running trains again. The stereo, boombox, layout speakers, those I had to toss those. This wrapping paper in this tall vacuum cleaner box, I'm going to have to go through that. Some of the stuff, some of those rolls are brand new and still in the wrapper, so unless there's a hole in the center like this outside of this carrying cases, they hopefully will be okay for the new ones, but the ones that have been open for a while, those are probably got water soaked. I know these outside ones, these brand new ones here, they had a nice hole in the center. They've got about 4 inches of the bottom have signs of water on them. Went through all the boxes. Did lose one of the car cases, or rolling stock cases, from A-Line Pro to Power West. It was completely soaked from top to bottom. So a bunch of cars that have been retired, those are sitting out drying off. I'm going to have to get another case for those. The gray carrying cases that those came with, 3 of those, I had those folded up in a garbage bag. All 3 of those were soaked up. Or actually, 2 of them were in a garbage bag and soaked up a bunch of the sewer water. The other one was that the case that got destroyed was in. That was actually on the floor. I didn't realize there was actually cars on the floor in storage, but went through a bunch of the boxes down below. A lot of it was like old scenery material and stuff from the old layout, that like old plaster stuff and that kind of thing. Managed to salvage as much as I could. A lot of these old car boxes or stuff that cars came in, I keep those for small parts, that kind of thing. So I was able to salvage a lot of that. The water actually, I don't know if you can see it here, but it actually did come up over the bottom of the control stand. So that's how deep the water was down here. I was able to clean everything off underneath that. Power strip that was behind the control stand, that I had to toss because as soon as I picked it up, it was just water pouring out of it, and that's going to cause problems. A couple extension cords, old extension cords, I tossed those out. The heavy duty orange one, I think I can just clean that up and it should be okay. All my shipping supplies for padding, the paintings protecting the corners, as well as the boxes themselves, those all had to be tossed because about 4 inches of the cardboard were soaked up with water. Even if it dries out, since it's sewer water that got soaked up into it, I am not going to send that out to my customers and have them smell sewer water or sewage in their paintings. All the Christmas stuff, I got that upstairs in my office, which is now very crowded with boxes stacked all over the place. There's 2 big bins, as well as the 3rd one down there with the treetop. There's the 3 sections of the Christmas tree. Those are all watertight on the bottom, so no water got into those. Because of their weight, I'm not going to move those unless I have to down here. Layout legs, they're up off the floor. Now that the water's down, the legs aren't soaking up any more water. They're starting to dry out. hoping they will be okay. Same with my easel, or 2 display easels for the 3 legs in those. Hopefully those will be okay too. Sub pump, as you just heard, is still running. Took out a bunch of other boxes that were underneath the layout here. Actually managed to find my old license plate from my Grand Am that I used to have up until 2004. Still got a bunch of other stuff to go through. Basically, it's just stuff that I can easily clean off and move around if I have to. So, still, basement smells, obviously. I checked all around the paintings. It did not go over that bottom shelf of the shelving for the paintings and the new canvases. So those are thankfully okay. Seems like the end of the basement opposite the sub pump and drain are actually lower than this side, because this side actually, if you look down here, I mean, there's hardly any signs of water on the floor. I mean, granted, there was water down here, but it wasn't as deep as over on the rest of the basement. So for some reason, it's like instead of water going towards the drain, and sub pump is coming from the drain and going through the rest of the basement. So I don't know if it's because of the house or the townhouse settling and stuff, but it's gonna be a mess. Hopefully hear from Servpro soon. Get the rest of this basement floor cleaned up and get things dried out and try to get my life back on track.